Hi, my name is Joseph Parker, WBO champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so Deontay Wilder losing to Joseph Parker may have an explanation. Apparently, Deontay Wilder may have spent too much time in a cryo chamber. For what reason he was in there? For some kind of therapeutic use, for his skin, for muscles, who knows, but apparently he spent too long in there, which may have contributed to his loss, his performance to Joseph Parker. That is according to his manager, Shelley Finkel. Because there's something wasn't right with Deontay Wilder, and that is what he can come up with. Now, people may say, well, that's his manager, that's not Deontay Wilder making that excuse. Well, where do you think Shelley Finkel got that from? Right? Now, I haven't seen any Deontay Wilder interviews. I don't really watch his interviews. And so hopefully he doesn't go down that route of excuses. But here's the reality of it. His performance against Joseph Parker is his performance against everybody he fights. But it gets masked over and forgotten about because at some point in the fight, he usually lands a right hand. Then all of that prior to that landing of the right hand gets forgotten about. And people go with a highlight reel knockout and all that kind of stuff, and everything gets brushed away under the carpet. But on this fight, he couldn't land the right hand, thus he lost. Like he would have lost a lot of his fights had he not landed the right hand. So is he always in a cryo chamber? Is this something new? Is it something that he's adding to his life, I suppose? Listen, a lot of fighters do. A lot of fighters use cryo chambers and cold water therapies and all these other kind of things. And of course, Wilder's been using ayahuasca and whatever else. These are psychedelics. But he just lost because he couldn't land the right hand. Because you're not always going to be able to land the right hand, and that's just the reality of it. His performance against Joseph Parker is his performance against pretty much everybody. Go check out his fights. Go watch all of his fights, or as many of them as you can, up to the point of him landing the right hand. There's no difference. Did he come in too light against Parker? Well, that's one thing. I mean, 213 pounds is extremely light. I don't know why he would be so skinny, considering he hasn't, well, he's done one round in, 2 years? So there's no real reason for him to be very, very skinny unless he's just very, very active and doesn't eat too much. I mean, he's 6'7", 213 pounds. His legs were crazy thin, but they always have been. And how he fought and the way he was moving and all that kind of stuff is what he always does. Always does it. And he can't fight in the back foot. Anybody who pressures him, that's how he fights. So no, I wouldn't have thought a cryo chamber would be the reason as to why he lost. He lost because he couldn't land the right hand. That's the only reason. But again, some people out there, some of the Wildettes, if they're still kicking around there, they will latch onto this story and come up with all other kinds of ones like they did before when he got absolutely tossed around by Tyson Fury. You know, the suit was too heavy. His own trainer, Mark Breland, spiked his water, drugged him, and the referee was a crab in the bucket, and Tyson Fury had loaded gloves and everything and anything that they could possibly come up with, right? It was like 101 excuses. Maybe they were going to use Joseph Parker to say, well, you know, he has some of that gypsy magic too, because he hangs around with Tyson Fury. He's part of Tyson Fury's team. You watch. These people just can't take a loss. You lost. It happens. It's a sport. It's one-on-one. Sometimes you're going to come short. When you don't bother with the fundamentals of boxing and you just believe in your own hype, because people put that hype on you unnecessarily, saying that he's going to land that right hand each and every time he fights. No. Against the top athletes, you don't. Why do you think he was protected for so long? Because he ain't always going to be able to land the right hand against the top athletes. Simple as that. Cryo chamber, my house. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.